Hey guys, Nancy here. I'm super excited to show you some of my favorite movements for engaging the pelvic floor and strengthening it today in our practice. If you have not already watched my video on the three-part or Ujjayi breath, I'd encourage you to do so, as we'll be incorporating that into our movements today. As always, please make sure that you are approved for exercise by your physician before moving into any kind of exercise during your pregnancy. This particular exercise is safe for mamas all throughout their pregnancy. I am about 30 weeks pregnant myself, but you can be in your first, second, or third trimester generally, as long as you're approved for exercise to move through the next movements that we'll be doing. It's especially important that you practice pelvic floor strengthening and stability in the third trimester as you prepare the body for labor, as well as you prepare your body to be in a postpartum mode. So we are going to begin today on our hands and knees. So if you have sensitive knees, I would recommend using a blanket, as I have here. And you're just gonna come down so that your shoulders are above your wrists, as long as that feels right for you, and your hips are settled above the knees. Spreading the fingers wide, and see if you can really press the shins and the tops of the feet into the floor. If that's not really working for you, you can curl the toes under and just feel that sense of grounding beneath the pads of the toes. So we're gonna move through just our basic cat-cow stretches here for a moment. So on your inhales, dip your belly down low, reach your heart through your shoulders and lift your gaze. And just kind of stop when you feel a good amount of sensation through the belly and the chest. And then on your exhales, round the back up toward the ceiling, let the head drop as you release the air out. So a nice stretch for the spine here. Inhale and exhale. Moving into your three-part breath in and out of the nose, or adding that Ujjayi constriction in the back of the throat as well. And just keep going a few more breaths here. And just warming up the body, the shoulders, the hips, the spine. And in a way, warming up our diaphragm muscle as we work to really utilize the full capacity of our lungs here. And we'll come back into neutral when you're ready. Now, the movement we're going to do today is pretty similar to those two movements, but it's going to be much smaller. So what you're going to do on your inhales is you're just going to let the belly really release toward the floor as you just barely stretch your heart through your chest. So take a big breath in here. You notice my belly is really sinking in. And then on my exhale, I'm just going to lengthen my spine, so bringing it back to neutral, engaging my pelvic floor muscles, drawing them up and in, and you'll see that baby gets a nice hug here. So I'm just bringing my spine back to neutral. I'm not rounding it, and I'm engaging the pelvic floor. On your inhale, dip your chest low, let your belly sink. And then as you exhale, hug it in. Feel the pelvic floor muscles engaging in toward the rib cage. Inhale, let the belly sink. Exhale, spine to neutral, pelvic floor engages. So anytime you are engaging the pelvic floor, you almost want to think about how you might be having to go to the bathroom, but you have to hold it until you get to the restroom. So it's that kind of engagement. It's just this lifting and drawing inward of the pelvic floor muscles. And as you do that, it engages the part of your core that will help to support the pelvic floor during labor and postpartum, helping you to strengthen those muscles that are going to get so lengthened and stretched out. So we want to really gain control over these muscles and know how to engage them and how to relax them as well. So this exercise is going to be really beneficial to that. So this drawing in and back, in and up, whatever works better for you, of the pelvic floor. It's less about a crunch through the belly as our abdominal muscles are nice and stretched out, and more about just this kind of lifting sensation through the pelvic floor. Let's try that just a couple more times. So inhale, just barely reach the chest forward. Let the belly sink. And exhale, lengthen through the spine, bringing it to neutral. Pelvic floor engages, hugging baby in close. Good. Utilize your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. So you can keep this nice and simple and just keep fluctuating between these movements. Maybe you just do 10 a day. That'll be a significant amount. That'll be really beneficial for both you and baby. If you want to incorporate another element, take your normal inhale, heart reaches, belly drops. And then as you exhale, also begin to lift the left elbow. You don't have to lift it super high. And then inhale, belly drops. Pelvic floor relaxes. Exhale, switch to the right as you engage the pelvic floor up and in. Good. Just keep going with the hands. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You can maintain just the arms, or you can also add in the opposite leg of the arm that's lifted, just barely lifting the shin. So it's just a teeny tiny little crunch for the abdominal muscles that are still working well here. And it's really more about the pelvic floor. So just thinking about the muscles that support your body as you carry around this baby all day long. Now the little back bend in between sides is optional, but do make sure that you take inhales. I find that it helps me stay balanced, but it's easy to kind of just switch side to side as well. Just make sure your breath is flowing consistently. Good. Now from here, we'll take a little break. If you want to, you can walk the hands forward, keeping the hips nice and elevated. You can even widen your knees. Coming into your puppy dog pose, stretching out through the shoulders. And then making your way into a child's pose for a moment, knees wide, heart just kind of nestles down toward the floor or to a prop of your choice. When you feel ready, we'll come back into our neutral tabletop. We'll go through one more movement here to help strengthen the pelvic floor, as well as this one will help to strengthen the oblique muscles. So we're going to begin by taking the right toes to the back of the mat, left fingertips forward. On your next inhale, really press into the shin of the left foot and the palm of the right hand, lifting your right leg and left arm. As you lift up, feel the back body really grow strong here. Feel the pelvic floor almost naturally engage just a bit. Think about drawing your outer left hip towards your right inner thigh. Take a big breath in here. And then on your exhale, that same Ujjayi exhale, begin to draw your left elbow out to the left side, right knee out to the right side. Good. Inhale, extend it out long. Exhale out to the side. 3 more times here. Doesn't have to be a big movement. Focus more on your breath. And then the last one, we're going to hold it out to either side. Really engage through the outer hip, the outer arm. Take one more big inhale. And then exhale, set the knee down, set the hand down. You can take a rest in child's, widening the knees, making space for baby. If you need a little wrist stretch for the right hand, you could take the back of the hand or the top of the hand down and just lean into that for a moment. Then we'll let it go. We'll just move to the other side here to complete our tabletop movements. So we're going to start by taking the left toes to the back of the mat, right fingertips forward. Finding some stability here through the right shin and left palm. On an inhale, begin to elevate the extended limbs. Exhale to stay, finding that balance here. Pelvic floor starts to engage just to support you in this balance. Outer right hip energetically draws toward the left inner thigh. Take another big inhale. On your exhale, we'll move into that cactus elbow through the right arm. Left knee draws out to the left side. Inhale, send it out long. Exhale out to the side. 3 more rounds. Allow yourself to shape, to be a little uncertain. It's an important part of the journey here. And trust your breath to give you the sustenance that you need. Good, that last round we'll hold it out, arm and leg, breathing here. And then releasing everything down, shift your hips back, take your child's pose, maybe add the wrist stretch for the left hand this time. When you're ready, we'll just rise up to a comfortable seated position. Any position will do. Relaxing your hands in your lap, shoulders draw down and back. And we're gonna take a cleansing breath here just to complete our time, releasing any excess or stale air. Take a big inhale. Stick out your tongue, release. And drawing the palms together at the heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you soon. Namaste.